Perfect.
Happy New Year, welcome back. It's been a while since I've made a vlog style video. Did a little intro there of just shooting on the Silvia. I've been having fun with a gyro I picked up, or a gimbal I should say, a couple of months ago. Shot some friends' cars, had some good success with it. I even got paid to do one of them, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I want to sort of go over some things for some goals for this year with the car, YouTube I guess. Just give everyone a little bit of an update on where I am. I had a kid, well not me, but the missus did obviously. So he's 3 months old. There's been a bit of a hiatus in that. Been full-time hands-on doing all the kid stuff. But yeah, 2023, I guess my goals for this year, get the car running is probably one of the biggest ones, outside of some personal stuff as well. But I think with YouTube, I want to try and just progressively upload at least once a week. Do, whether it's inside the garage, tinkering on this thing, or shooting friends, anyone that wants a car shoot on the Gold Coast or Queensland area, Brisbane, doesn't matter. I'll come out and I'll do it. It gives me practice. I can whack it up on YouTube. It's a bit of fun. So I think I want to, continue to try and grow this side of things. And I've set myself a bit of a goal. So maybe by the end of the year, I could have close to 250 subscribers, which would be awesome. Get a couple thousand views a video. I've sort of, in the past 28 days, I'm looking at some analytics. I'll put some photos up in the video here. I've hit probably about 3,000 views, which is huge for me, especially getting 20 odd views a video prior to this. And I think, I've been getting a subscriber every second day, which is pretty rad. 15, 16 odd subscribers in the past 28 days, which is pretty cool. Bit of a confidence boost. And then, probably about 60 odd hours worth of watch time, which is pretty cool considering some of the videos are only 2-3 minutes long. So that's pretty cool. Give you a bit of an update on this thing and the plans for the garage. So basically we got rid of a family car and traded it in for another family car. Got a Mazda 4-wheel drive, which is pretty cool. But that means it doesn't fit in the garage, so I get the whole space, which is even better. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out what I want to do with all of this. This will end up going in storage, either hanging it from the roof, painting the floor with some sort of hard coating, and then just sort of sort out where I want to put things. I can probably angle the car more in the middle or diagonal ways across the whole garage. We'll figure that out. Do a bit of hang some banners up, all the cool stuff. Just sort of make it my own little spot. I want to sort of mount those LEDs either up in the corner up there or probably up there, and run a cable just all the way over to the power, so then get a bit more lighting, because the one light back there is shocking. Like you can't, this lights this up a little bit, but as soon as I take that off, it's pitch black. So I'm probably gonna get another set of these and mount them up in the corners or something like that. At least so I have a bit more lighting, and then with the ground getting, I guess, painted a shiny epoxy, it'll make the garage a bit easier to work in. Now, the car, I've done a bit since my last video. So I put the ECU in. I got the correct ECU for it, which is pretty rad. I got an S13 one, the S13 S15 link ECU. I've never really done anything like that. I should have documented it, would have been cool. Bit of a learning experience, because I don't know anything about electronics really, to do with like computers and all that. So pulled apart the ECU. That's the standard board. Got the case, swapped over the boards. Had had a bit of an issue initially with some stuff being, I think they're called jumpers or jumper pins, something like that. And I was getting constant 12 volt to cylinder 2 and cylinder 4 on the igniters, which isn't cool, which I didn't know because I had no light. I couldn't see that they were, you know, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really read the instructions properly. I probably should have. But as you can see, they still work and they still fire. Once I sorted it out, they're a bit bubbly, but they still work. I want to swap them out for just some newer coils anyway. Something like a, I don't know, Yaris or a GDR coil, something like that. Once I got that sorted, I've got ignition, so my coils fire, they spark, change the spark plugs, all that sort of jazz. What else? My injectors fire. I was able to plug the laptop in and do all of that. The one thing I couldn't get to do, which I hadn't actually touched, and it was working with the stock ECU, was the fuel pump. Now, as you can see, we've sort of hacked this this up to try and run constant 12 volt to it, which is a neat upgrade to do anyway. But yeah, sort of hacked into it, try and get it to fire, because on the laptop it was saying that the AUX port number 5 or whatever it was, the fuel pump one that you can run tests on and turn it on and off, wasn't working. So I'd turn the aux 5 on, or the fuel pump on, and it wasn't turning the fuel pump on. So I was a bit baffled. I hadn't done anything and it worked primed and it worked perfectly fine when the stock ECU was in it. Obviously this board's been a bit damaged and I couldn't really plug it in to test it. Didn't want to fry anything else, so got some mates around, had a few drinks, got a bit excited with the wire cutters and started cutting into everything. But we managed to get it to run 12 volt constantly. I took the pump out, I bench tested it, the pump worked, so it wasn't a bung pump. And then it was, all right, well, is there a block on the line? Nah, I sort of dropped the feed line all the way up to the fuel pressure regulator. Pumped fuel through it, pumped all the old fuel out of it, put some fresh stuff in it, resealed it, put it all back in, hooked it up to 12 volt, got it to run constantly, so I was just going to crank it as soon as I turned it on. And it pressurized the fuel tank to the point at where it there's a little O-ring that sits around this top hat. It popped that O-ring. It was old, 30, no, this is a 91, so it was 33 years old anyway, and it had a slight cut in it, so it just pressurized it at the point of where it popped it and fuel came out of it, which sort of got me a bit baffled because it only had a quarter of a tank in it. So then we thought, all right, I asked some friends on what that could possibly be. If fuel's coming out of here when it shouldn't be, it's either going to be a split in the line after bench testing it and not tightening it up properly, or the breather's blocked, because I took the fuel cap out and left this open to try and vent it to see if that would release any pressure, but it didn't. Fuel came straight back up out of it. So my next plan of attack is to re-pull the pump out of the tank and just see if I've done everything correctly after I put it back in there. I've got a new connector to replace this thing, because this thing's seen better days. It's absolutely haggard. You know, 33-year-old Japanese plastic has probably seen some heat over the years, so I'm just going to knock all these off like I have with some of them, and just put a new plug on there, start from scratch, and see if I can't get it to work. And then if I can get it to work, then I'll run the constant 12 volt just to sort of simplify it all. Yeah, that's more or less a quick little update on the car and where I'm at and what my plans are for the year. So yeah, 2023 is going to be a car year, hopefully. Get this thing running, take it for a drive. If you haven't gone and seen some of the videos that I shot in December and the start of the year, jump onto my channel. I shot one of Braden's S13, good mate of mine. He let me drive. I remember we bought that car and he built it in his shed, and I helped out every now and again, so he let me drive that and given me the bug again to go and fix my car and go out driving with him. And yeah, I shot some stuff on an old Sandman and all that sort of jazz, and they've done really well. Also shot Brendo's GS300, which was probably done the best out of all the videos, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna rant. That's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say. I guess the next video I'll do will be actually playing and tinkering on the car, doing what I said I was gonna do, and then hopefully get it to go. So if I pull the fuel pump out, before I do that actually, I might I've got an AN fuel filter in there. I might just drop that and see if it's not clogged with just old. The tank's completely fine. There's no rust in it. It's a beauty tank. There's nothing wrong with it internally. So hopefully it's just a blockage in either the fuel pump. The fuel filter, which I don't think it will be because fuel is coming out past it. But we may as well drop it and have a look because it's been probably a couple of years. And then, yeah, pull the pump out, see if we can't get it to register on the computer, test it through the computer, turn it on, get it to prime, and then I'll be able to turn it on and at least hear it idle properly with an aftermarket ECU, and maybe even put it around the street. I do need to do these. These are just on here really loosely, and they're actually deflated. They've got no valve stems in them. I did plan to build them over the Christmas break, but took them around to a mate's shed, and the tyre machine wasn't quite good enough to get it off. I might just pay someone to pull those tyres off. They're pretty stuck on there. So that's pretty much it. If you want to keep up to date with it all, I'm going to keep putting these up at least once a week. I want to do at least 52 videos this year. That's the goal. 52 videos, 250 subscribers, have this thing running and driving, do a bunch of driving in it, and just have fun, really. So cool, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Perfect.